One. And we are back on the music podcast. We have an incredible guest with us today, DL. We're going to jump straight in as we always do with over and underrated. We're going to ask the guys, do they think an act is overrated, underrated, or maybe they are just rated fine? The first IS is Ed Sheeran.
Oh, I think it's his fair. Yeah, I think it's rated fine. I really love the fact that well, there's just a boy with a guitar. And it, speaks to my heart really about.
Exactly that. Westwell, what do you think of the big man?
I feel like we're gonna disagree.
Oh, do you know what? I don't have any strong feelings on Ed Sheeran. I think very talented, a very good writing artist. Obviously does huge shows and is incredibly adept at performing. Is he overrated? No, he's not overrated. He's definitely not underrated. So I'd say rated fine. There we go.
We're going just rated fine. Okay, next artist is James Bay.
Overrated? I don't know.
I have no strong feelings either about James Bay. So yeah, I don't feel like I have enough of an opinion to comment really.
And that's fine. That's no problem at all. Next act is Hoysia.
Ooh,
He's had a huge year last year, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think go on, Tom, we go.
All of these ones tonight are coming for both of you. What's going on?
Yeah. I just I'm gonna say overrated, and he's very good at writing a song. Definitely got some bangers out there. Huge songs that are very successful, but I don't know if he's got enough of them. Apart from the big ones, what other ones do you know, really? Unless you're not really a fan.
Isn't that the goal for any artist, though, to have?
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna say overrated.
Okay.
Yeah, I think far be it from me to sort of throw shade on other artists and stuff. I think we're all out here like fighting the good fight and stuff. I think he's got some great songs, and as you say, he's had a really good year and stuff. The only thing that I kind of in my gut is that it's not for me. I'm not his demographic. But there are like with everybody, there's always going to be something you like, and maybe stuff that
It's
not.
it's all personal.
It's right so much. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I would say I can definitely appreciate the artistry, but I'm not his target demographic, I think.
I've got some throwback ones to kind of throw you now. There's two more. The next one is Newton Faulkner.
Love Newton Faulkner.
Underrated then.
Yeah, I really love Newton Faulkner. I saw him live. Random, absolutely random. Nothing to do with his music. He was in War of the Worlds as the song "Thoughts of the Journalist," and that was really exciting. So it was really really cool to see him in a different context. I think that must be a really really difficult show to be in, because all of the people who do the live parts, it's a lot of sitting around and then very very small part, and then you're on tour forever. So it's like sitting around 23 hours a day. But yeah, I think I love Newton Faulkner. Again, boy with guitar is just right up my street. So
Some talent to be before me, and there is nothing between you and an audience other than the guitar.
yeah, love his wordplay as well. He's got a really beautiful way with words.
Tom, are you going to come in and be controversial now, or are you going to agree?
I don't know who Newton Faulkner is, so I'm gonna say underrated.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if you'll know the next artist then. Like, I'm sure.
Well, here's a test.
Jack
This
Johnson.
is exactly what I was scared of, that you would say a whole bunch of people that I didn't know, and I would just feel ancient.
Do either of you know Jack Johnson?
I know Jack Johnson, totally underrated.
No.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tom Westwell, you are the host of the music podcast. You must have heard of those two artists.
I can't know all music. There's a lot of it out there. I can't know everything.
There is a lot. I can see the comments for next week already stacking up. Right, we're gonna jump straight in. Dieli, we're gonna talk about your kind of you're very, very talented at what you do. I've seen your performance. It's very incredible. So I want to bring that to everyone that listens to our podcast. Tell me about your first song that you ever wrote. What inspired it and how do you feel about it now?
Oh wow. I wrote okay, the first thing that I remember, I was really, really young. I was a really young teenager and I was like banging into Bob Dylan and sort of 60s protest songs and stuff. I was I cared very deeply, I still do care very deeply about the environment and sort of conservation issues and stuff like that. And I wrote this shockingly awful, very, very twee, rhyming couplets, very angry song about how we're burning the world. And I think the sentiment was bang on track actually, but like my skills to execute it was zero. I think I only knew about two chords. And it was like the first thing I could do when I could put two chords together. And I believe it was called Eternal Protest, which actually, thinking about what we're dealing with now, it's a little bit like Where Have All the Flowers Gone, like every Remembrance Day, like you could play that song and when will we ever learn? It's like, well, never, apparently. So maybe there was a little bit of insight there that yeah, to be kind to my younger self, that maybe it was a good idea, but yeah, just I'm glad that I don't remember anything else about it, to be honest, because yeah.
It's one of them, but honestly, that they either love or hate it, don't they? And it's like a place of pride where it started. I'm like, oh, Josh, that's not me at all. Get that off, which I find quite interesting, I have to say. Dil, I want to talk about kind of as an artist, you really create a world for your fans to step into. For people that haven't heard you, I would describe it as incredible performance. It's a lot about travel. It's a lot about memories. It's a lot bringing that emotion back through songs. How would you describe one of your performances?
Oh, thank you first of all for saying that. It's that's really yeah, it's always very humbling to hear. Um, describe my performances. Oh no, so when it's just me, I like it to feel like a dialogue. So I think when I first started performing, it was more of I started performing when I was really, really young, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what was going on most places really. Um, and there's very much a kind of and I was trained to kind of give this air of look at me, look at me, look at me. And I hate that. Like I hate being looked at. I hate being the center of attention, funnily enough. So when it's just me at gigs, I really like it to feel like a house party. I like it to feel like a dinner party. Where
It's quite funny between songs as well as it's a bit of a comedy show.
oh God, because you came to my set at Victorious, didn't you? And then
Mhm.
I was singing to the sound guy while we were doing the sound check, and I said so, and it was like Jason, can I hold you tonight? And I was like, oh God, I don't know, am I allowed to say that? Am I having you out? Like, so yeah, I think there's a lot of there's some Nora spicy stuff that comes out, or I'm kind of that's my dyslexia slash increasing evidence for ADHD, just spilling out. But I think I really like it to feel like everyone's part of the conversation. I did a show at the Langston Sessions. I did the opening night for the Langston Sessions last Saturday, and it's a really, really small. It's so small. There's no PA. Like I just stood there and sang, and I really, really felt like everyone's part of the conversation. And then at the end we did a little Q&A, and people felt sort of really comfortable to chat and ask questions and stuff. But on a good day, I like to go through all of the gears. So I like to give people kind of food for thought and a little bit of comfort about stuff that I'm a really firm believer that everybody's going through something at some point. And that could be like, on any given day, you've got a room full of people where, some of them are going to be dealing with all kinds of really difficult things. Maybe just had a bad day, and, I want to offer them a little bit of comfort and to acknowledge that, maybe it's not all sunshine and rainbows and unicorns all the time. A little bit of hope. So, I like to get a tear. I like to get a laugh. I like to get some clapping and some foot stamping and some singing along. And yeah, on a really good day, I like a little bit of primal screaming as well. So sometimes.
I've been a little sprinkle of every part in a DL performance.
Yeah, you have to really read the room with the primal screaming, but when you really get it, it's amazing. Like, it's really good.
So looking at Alice and this incredible album that came out, there's some incredible songs on there. I'm going to pass over to Tom, but I wanted to ask one more question about this. What was one song that almost didn't make it onto your album, and how do you feel about it now? Do you think it's perfect as it was, or in hindsight, is there changes that would have been made?
I think Atlas is my best work so far. I say with humility and gratitude to everybody who helped me get there. One song that nearly didn't make it onto the album because it was really too long. I decided far too late in the process to press the vinyl. And then in the end, it turns out it was perfect. It's a perfect vinyl listening experience. There's one at the end. So it's a concept album, and so the journey starts with we're leaving home, and we're going on a trip, and we're all excited about going, and then we go away and we're exploring and stuff happens, and then on the B side, you turn home, and the very last thing that if it was a cassette tape or a CD and there was a secret track, the secret track would have been Lessons Along the Way, which is the very last track on the album. And this is the complete departure from what I normally do, and it's just spoken words of all of the gems and all the kind of pearls of wisdom that I've gathered over the years. I've literally just written them in a note on my phone for probably the last 10 years, and I just read it. And it's stuff that my dad has said, stuff that my nan used to say to me, things that I've learned from traveling, things that you just learn from the wisdom of everyday people in the street. And it was really long. It's nearly 6 minutes long. And then when we came to press the vinyls, I thought, I can't have that. And I was kind of gutted because I really loved it. I really loved it the way that it was. And then we had to just cut chunks out of it. And actually the album track is about 2 minutes. The album version of it is about 2 minutes. And I'm really pleased with how that came out. But since you ask, it's been released 29th of October. The full length version's been released digitally. So
I love a long version of songs where you can really dive into it and have deep. Like I said, some songs are just better on vinyl, and the vibrations and me and Tom have some vinyl sets that it's definitely something that I would love, and I think it's amazing to look back on that and go, no, this is my best bit of work. I'm glad that we stuck with it, and it's exciting that we've got something new coming from that. Tom, have you got any questions that you want to ask?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Josh touched a little bit on your ability to do world building and sort of create these narratives and these stories and this sort of cohesion through your work. When you're setting out to start a project, do you go chasing sort of a certain sound or a certain idea in music, or do you just let it come to you naturally? Or is there, when you set out, is there something very clear in your mind that you're I want to go out for that?
That's a really interesting question. Thank you. With Atlas, I definitely had a really clear idea right from the word go what I wanted to do. It's not always the case. I think if you listen back to some of my past albums, particularly Together, which was my 2017 album, it's kind of, and I say this with love to an album that I'm very, very proud of that album. It's very eclectic. It's very kind of all over the place. And it was ran about a time where I was just like releasing loads and loads of singles, and it feels like a collection of singles. It feels like whereas like Fearless was 2014, and that's very kind of Adele piano and strings, like a much more of a sort of like pop diva kind of vibe. And that has a certain identity. And A Beautiful Monday, which is 2009, was much more acoustic. I would say bordering on folk vibes, and sort of those flavors have kind of pulled through over the years. But yeah, Atlas, it was like 4 sentences in my brain. I have this urge to wander, and I'd taken myself off on a train journey from up to the Scottish Hebrides, and I was going to be away for like 9 days, whatever. And the first 2 nights I was staying in London, and I did a songwriting day with Shelley Paul and Paul Statham, who are both incredible songwriters, both exceptionally well known in their own right. And I did this day with Shelley and Paul, and I was absolutely buzzing. And we wrote Wonderlust that day, which was the first single. And then the next day, I went London to Edinburgh after that, and I was sat on the train staring out the window, looking at all this beautiful scenery going past, and my thought process was, God, I love writing songs. And then the second thought was, God, I love traveling. And then the third thought was, I could write a whole album about traveling. And then the fourth thought was the whole album. It just like, and I felt that for the rest of the year, I was just like, I had a really clear vision of how I wanted the whole thing to be. So I wanted it to be a listening experience from start to finish.
Yeah.
I wanted each song to stand up in its own right. So you can take, like some songs from musicals where if you don't know what's happened either side of it, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be disjointed like that. So I wanted each song to be like that slice of the story. But if you take it out of context, it still stands alone. And yeah, and I knew I wanted to have my, love ballads on there. I knew I wanted it to be deeper than, oh, I'm going to pack my swimsuit and we're going to go and sit on the beach and it's going to be lovely and we're going to drink. I wanted it to be deeper about, the journeys of the human heart and soul, as well as this sort of love for travel that I have. But yeah, so in terms of, and it's the shortest distance from having an idea to having it in my hand ever. Like, it's the quickest it came together. And then when I came to record it, sorry, am I talking too much?
No, keep going.
When I came to record it, I treated it like a film score. So I picked all of the different sounds. I recorded all the guitar parts over 2 days. I recorded the whole thing together. So I spent the year writing the songs. Huge thank you to people at Key West Open Mic who were the guinea pigs for a lot of I'm a firm believer that like getting out and playing them in front of people before we rush to the studio. We're so quick to rush to the studio now. Now that recording has, become much easier. So I wanted to gig them a little bit.
Yeah.
I fully intended for it to be a solo project. So I didn't want the productions to sort of outshine my live show. So I wanted the productions to be interesting as a listening experience, so that my listeners who will never ever get to see me live still get a really, really cool listening experience. But simple enough that when it's just me and a guitar,
it still works.
And my primal screaming audience. That I use the audience as like the bits that are missing on the album, that it still works. But yeah, so there's one synth sound, there's one collection of percussion and all of that, so that once I picked one sound, whenever we needed that for another song, we went back and used the same. And I really love how, because I wanted it to have that cohesive warmth. Like an album like Tapestry, if you listen to, which is my Bible, that's my holy grail, is Carole King's Tapestry album. But when you listen to that, it feels like it's just a whole bunch of people sitting in a room playing songs for 45 minutes, which essentially is what it is. But yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Because I was going to come on to sort of like the changes in your writing process and how you put stuff together. I guess you kind of touched on it there as well. Like, would you say that where you've done it differently of like sitting down and doing, you've got the work sorted and then it's recording, does that massively help to make things more concise, make stuff sit together better rather than recording loads of stuff over a longer period of time?
Yeah, I think that's also a really good question. I have been doing this for so long that this is a coming home for me. Like, way back in the day, I'm sure before you two were even on this planet, a long time before you were born, what used to happen was that you'd write songs and you'd go to open mic nights and you'd do your gigs and you'd have your band rehearsals and all that, and you would gig and you would play and play and play and play and play, and then you would dream of like, maybe one day I might be able to get one of my songs recorded. And it was so expensive and it was so prohibitively expensive to get anything recorded that like pretty much nobody could afford to do it. So by the time you actually got to the studio,
Everything has to be ready to go.
Everything, you've been gigging it for years. Like everything was really sharp. And there was a charity album that was recorded a few years ago. And it's probably, I say a few years, it could be 20 years ago, where one of the old school bands was Bryan Adams. And they and the studio engineer said that they were the only band, if they turned up, they played it and they left. And they're like, because that's how it used to be. We didn't have all of this editing equipment, and we didn't have, you couldn't, you had to sing it right, and you had to play it right, and you had to get the performance right. And we didn't have auto tune, and we didn't have, all of this equipment that we have now. And so
whereas now you can almost like, as soon as you get an idea, I mean, even if you've got a half decent little like home studio setup, you can get quite a decent sound out of that.
You get GarageBand on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, yeah. And yeah, absolutely. It's so easy. And I run my own studio now, and we have people turn up and they haven't even written a song, and they booked a day in the studio, and they're old, and it's like, I roll with however people want to work, and this is the world that we live in. But for me, it's like, what gets lost is the craft, in my opinion. They're like, how can that possibly be your best work if this is just like what you thought up today? And there's the first draft, and I'm like a really old school writer where I'll have the first draft, and then I'll tinker with it and I'll craft it, and I'll maybe I'll play it to a couple of people and get some reactions, and maybe I'll take it to a couple of someone like Shelley and Paul have been brilliant, because I bounce ideas off them, and they'll say to me, D, that's a little bit weird, or this thing where I'm like, I think this is really crap. They're like, no, like, run with that idea, like, to get feedback and from people who more people who are more experienced than me is really, really useful. And I think for this, I was really disciplined with myself, because like I say, I've got my own studio, commercially. We write stuff for Netflix, and I could be in here every day after work just writing, just recording stuff. I was really disciplined with myself that I made a conscious decision to write all of the songs first before I recorded anything. With the exception of Wanderlust, which was the first single that was released the year before. So I had that sort of gauge from my listeners about, okay, this is what I'm thinking about, and just to see how and luckily, I was thrilled. The reaction to Wanderlust was great, but so yeah, it's kind of a coming home, and I think that is a really big factor as to why I can sit here now and honestly say to you both, I believe that this is my best work to date, and I think that's why.
Sort of a coming together of all your sort of experience of writing and stuff like that, and the ability to put it together in that way, and then I mean it's amazing.
Effort, the effort being on the writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the time was put into the writing of the songs rather than spending.
Incredible.
Load of
Right,
time in the studio.
we're going to move on to our next segment, guys, and get through some of this. So the next bit is music. This is the music marketing genius of the week. It actually goes to Dave. This month he had his new album come out, and he had a big tour out, and actually he's gone direct to fans. So what I mean by that is he used the data on Spotify, paid Spotify a lot of money, so all of his listeners got an email saying these are the dates, book it now, and did some activation with them, which was really clever. But moving on to the music news, Spotify are in here. It's been quite controversial. So Spotify have increased their prices for subscription for premium in the UK and Switzerland from $11.99 to $12.99. This move is a part of the company's strategy to boost revenue and invest in new features, but not put the pay up for musicians. Why are they not paying musicians better? There's other platforms that you can use that will pay better, and I think these are key things and questions that need to be asked here. Universal Music Group spent £775 million doing a new acquisition, but it's under EU scrutiny. The European Commission are investigating this proposal to acquire Downtown Music Holdings. The deal hasn't been approved yet in this matter. Not sure what's going on there, but definitely some bits are going on. And I actually want to come to DL here, obviously, with the studio. I do these big talks. I speak to musicians. I've got one at Ditto X at the O2 next month. And I'm saying progression beats perfection. And I feel like people don't buy music, they buy an identity. And DL, you're so good at giving them a world to live in. And I think that I just want to touch on that from your point of view, because I think it's so important to build that. What advice would you have for a new artist to do it?
For building
Building a world for them to live in, this
world.
travel, like the effort you put up from your live events. And I want to know. I want to know what advice you'd give if you were starting this again.
If I was starting again, yowza. Advice I would give to someone who's starting now is authenticity. Like, you've got to decide like what kind of artist you want to be. So what works for me as an artist is being real. And I am, despite everything, I'm actually quite a private person. So I had to kind of put a ring around the things that I'm not going to share. So you may have noticed that, like, I've never, or you may not have noticed, hopefully you haven't noticed, but I'm going to point it out. I've never put a pic, I've never posted anything of like me in my bed, or there's nothing of me in my house. Like I do like lip sync videos in my car and stuff like that. But my personal space is private for me and my family and stuff like that. And I like have some boundaries between
What you show people and what you keep.
What you show people and what you don't. And much as it is just life now to have people like, making TikToks of them in their bed and stuff, when it's your living and when it's your, because I am a full-time musician as well. I think that's something that is also getting blurred as well, that there are loads of musicians and artists on TikTok and stuff who have day jobs and stuff and they're crushing it on TikTok, but they also have a salary doing something else, or like, I'm a full-time musician. This is what I have a job in muso, and everything that I earn and my car on the road and my food in the fridge and everything comes from things that I do in music. So decide what kind of artist you want to be.
To it.
And be authentic. Yeah. All of the stuff that you've said is just, you've met me in person. That's just me. I am just hugs and singing, and I love traveling and I love talking about it. And
Absolutely.
I never get tired of coming up with things to say and all of that, because it's just what I am.
Absolutely. Right, Tom, we're going to move on to your music quiz, and at the end we'll do the fan questions.
Yeah, fantastic. This is going to read out some questions. You're head to head here.
Oh God.
Yeah, 10 questions. Mix of genres. The title of the quiz is Women Who Rock. So let's go with that one. Shout out the answer as soon as you know the answer, as soon as it's in your head. There's no turns or anything like that. So you've got to be
at quizzes. Okay.
got to be quick. It's not hard. Don't worry. So you'll be all right. Question number 1. Which pop star made history by re-recording her albums to regain ownership of her masters?
Taylor Swift.
It is.
I
got
knew that, but I was
one!
too slow. I was too slow.
God, you are just being nice to me.
Who sang the 2016 hit Formation and is known as a member of Destiny's Child?
Beyonce.
Oh. Yeah, I would have said Beyonce.
Josh is secretly a huge Beyonce fan, so I expected him to
Hey.
get that one.
I love Queen Bee.
Absolutely.
Who was the lead singer of the rock band No Doubt before launching a solo career?
Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, spot on.
It's my jam, baby.
Which country singer crossed over into pop with hits like You Belong With Me?
Taylor Swift.
It is.
Tonight. Oh.
I thought it was a little trick question, that little curve.
Yeah. Which rapper released the chart-topping single Bodak Yellow?
Oh, I've got no idea about rap.
Kodak.
Female singer / rapper.
Cardi B.
It is Cardi B.
I knew that somewhere, like deep in my when I used to
Well
get
done,
uni head.
Which artist is known for her haunting vocals on songs like Royals?
Oh,
Lord.
Lord.
Yeah, I've got to give the point to Josh there.
Yeah.
Snug in.
Which legendary British singer was known for her songs like Rehab with her soulful voice?
Amy
before her-
Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, fish a question, man. I love Amy.
This is a very easy one. Everybody has to get this. Who broke streaming records with her hits Bad Guy and Happier Than Ever?
Billie Eilish.
Do you want me to say as well? Billie Eilish.
Yeah. Which country music icon is famous for writing I Will Always Love You?
Dolly Parton.
Woohoo!
Tom loves country.
I do.
I just got back from Nashville. I'm absolutely.
Oh,
fluent.
amazing! Yeah,
Yeah.
my mum went. My mum and my sister went out there a couple of weeks ago.
Class trip, baby. We should all go.
Yeah, they did. They did Nashville, and they did. They went to Elvis, Gracelands, and all of that. So they did a big tour through that part of the world. But yeah.
Yeah, if me and Tom were to go, what should we do in the US? In
Nashville, you have to go to the listening rooms, which is where all of the writers play. So the people who like write for Luke Combs and Taylor Swift and all that. That's incredible. You have to go to Nashville Palace on the Wednesday night and go line dancing. I know it sounds like the hokey cokey, but it is just so much fun. Amazing. And yeah, I would like to see how long I would last doing a pub crawl down Broadway. So like the main strip is like Vegas, and there's just country bands on like 4 floors in every building, and you walk down for beer in every one of those. I'm coming.
I'd have a pair of cowboy boots on.
Oh,
they fell on them.
Loves a little dress up as a cowboy.
I was so out of I felt so out of place in my flip flops. I'm like schlepping around with my flip flops all the whole time I was there. Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's all right.
Pardon.
Yeah. Final question. Now Josh is in the lead here. But it's
That's okay.
6-3 at the minute. 6-3 at the minute. So, which singer from Fleetwood Mac is known for her solo hits like Edge of 17?
Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scores on the doors are Josh finishes on 6, so he's the winner.
Yay! Well done.
okay. Right, we're going to our fan questions. First one, Tom, what is the first thing you would do if you won the lottery?
Oh, I swear I get this question every week, and I can never know
Does it change every week or something?
I don't know. I think quit my job. I don't know. I'd go to Nashville. There we go.
Yes.
Nice. I've got a question here. This is a really sweet question from Jess. She says, "Hi Josh, love the podcast. I'm starting out as an artist, but it's quite daunting. What are some mistakes people make when doing an acoustic set? I want to get as best as I can be." It's actually a great question for both of you. What are 3 tiny things killing an acoustic set?
That kill an acoustic set.
Yeah, Joe, any advice? What are we thinking?
Tune up before you go on. If we're talking about stuff that people do at open mic nights and stuff like that, please tune your guitar before. Don't take that out of your performance time. Don't play 3 self-indulgent sad songs in a row, and talk to the audience.
That is fantastic. Tom, what would you think of 3 things killing an acoustic set?
I was gonna say, yeah,
All
don't.
3.
Yeah, those spot on. Yeah, interaction is important with the crowd. It's acoustic set is always going to be more intimate, so let it be intimate. And yeah, don't overindulge on the songs that you not necessarily don't love playing, but just don't do the three sad songs back to back, because people will lose interest, unfortunately.
It's like wearing too much jewelry, it just loses impact. Like, play one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Chuck a cover in there as well.
Oh yeah, covers. Yeah, you've got to have a couple of covers because people will love them, especially if you're starting out.
Anton has asked, Tom, what is your hidden talent?
I don't think I have too many talents, let alone ones that I can.
I can give you one. I can give you one. Tom can jump really.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I'm really good at jumping.
If you need something off the top shelf, this man can leap.
I'm short people problems all day. I mean,
I'm
a man
not.
who can jump high.
I mean, I'm not like 6 foot or 6'2" or anything like that. I'm not tall, but
you can jump. I used to be good at climbing, but I have lost that ability. I just stand there and point until someone gets it for me.
Right, we're going to end the podcast there. Before we go, I just want to say thank you so much for listening. As always, Dale, is an absolute pleasure to have you on. If you're listening at home, you love what we've spoken about today, you've really resonated, go check out our music. Alice, we've got a new song coming, extended version. This is the time. Do it now. Artists listening, remember that Spotify, for the first time ever, are letting you do thank you at the end of your year. So for the Spotify Wrapped in December, you can film a little thank you to your fans and they will all get it. It is now open for everyone. Go for your Spotify for Artists page to do that. And Tom, what do we say?
Thank you, everybody, for your time. It's been a pleasure doing this podcast, and we'll see you all again next week.
Ciao.
Thank you so much.